Hey, welcome back to No Hype Beer Reviews. Unless it's your first time, then welcome. Please consider subscribing. If you do, hit the notification bell, get all the updates. This every day's video. So it is a collaboration beer. It is Timber Ales is the one who brewed it, and then they collabed with Fidens. It's an Imperial Stout aged on coconut and coffee. And I just saw they posted on social media, it's 12% ABV. I just saw that they posted on social media that Timber Ales was in town here and to be on the lookout for a collab. It's got a great name. I assure you, we make stouts. I'm assuming that's a Clerk's reference. And it is a stout. It would be kind of funny, though, if they named the beer that and then it was a hazy New England style IPA. But anyway, super stoked to try this. I heard it's good, so always nice to go into a beer with a little bit of confidence. It's very thick. That's a good sign. Half proper glassware. Got a nice Fidens glass. That's black. That reaffirms every recent beer review that I did where it was a pretty dark beer and I said, yeah, there's some brown in there. Not a lot of brown in this one. It's pretty darn black. The head, compact, except on top. Mocha to dark mocha color. That's a beautiful looking big stout. Let's get into the aroma. So the first time I smelled it, it was like brownie batter and like just a whiff of the like roastiness. That second one, you get more of the specific coffee, but there's still like a lot of chocolate in there, which is nice. A little bit of coconut. I don't get a ton yet anyway. Like it is there. But yeah, it's not a dominant thing. And that I can't tell if it's the base beer and the coffee that's kicking out this little bit of roast, not even a little bit, roastiness, but it's not like I had the bourbon barrel aged Bell's Expedition Stout recently. Like that was much roastier. So like, don't get me wrong, but like I just, with the coffee in there, it's hard for me to realize how much the base beer does have roast. So anyway, that's more of a me thing than probably anyone else thing. A little bit of caramel interwoven there. I really like the chocolate. It's different layers of chocolate. It's very desserty in smell because you're getting, and I think the coffee's helping this, you get like a very dark chocolate. You get some of that brownie batter still, like chocolate ganache, fudge. Like you get a lot of different and almost all like decadent chocolate. I don't get cocoa powder. Like I get decadent chocolate in a couple different forms for the most part. Yeah, I can mess with this. All right, let's get into the taste. Cheers. That's nice. It's got a great level of sweetness. You know, drinks pastry, but not like full on like, and we also added a chocolate cake to this beer, you know, like there's a little bit of refinement to it, which I appreciate. Everything I was saying about chocolate and the aroma, I'm going to double down on in the taste. There's just different kinds of chocolate, different layers to it. Kind of, actually, you know what it is? It kind of reminds me of like desserts. I don't know the name of them. I don't think they're just called layered desserts. I think there's a proper name for them. If you know what I'm talking about, comment section below. Where like, yeah, it might be like chocolate pudding and then, you know, like a layer of chocolate cake and then a layer of like, you know, we buy at the house is coconut whipped cream. So like a layer of coconut whipped cream, which makes sense. And then maybe like a chocolate ganache. Like it's kind of like that in beer form, but not that you took that and dumped it into a beer. Because it does drink like a beer. Like I was saying, the aroma, and maybe this is interesting, maybe it's not overly roasty, don't get me wrong. But I am having a hard time telling myself or figuring out where the coffee ends and is there any roast in the base beer? That's not, I mean, flavor-wise, it all works. It's just more of like me trying to understand the different components as individuals and then what they bring together holistically. Holistically, it works. That's the most important thing. The nerd in me is just trying to figure out how much heavy lifting is the coffee doing, you know? Man, and after that smell, or I'm sorry, after the taste, I come back to that smell. It reminds me of... because you get a little whiff of the alcohol. So like some sort of like mudslide kind of, cocktail. Like I said with the aroma, not a ton of coconut, but enough. But like if you love coconut and you're like, man, I can't wait to dive into this coconut bomb. It's not a coconut bomb. And if I was doing this blind, I probably would think this had chocolate added or cacao powder that was working with everything else to elevate it from just, cacao powder to like actual chocolate stuff, like I keep harping on. So that's rad, that it's like that chocolatey without any addition, all just everything else. And I really like the coffee and what that's doing and adding the complexity of what I'm perceiving as these chocolate flavors. And I think it does probably bring a little balance to the sweetness of this beer, because it is definitely a sweeter beer. It's looking pretty. Some of the stuff sticking inside the glass. I love this pretty glass, and this beer looks very pretty in it. It's syrupy. Hershey chocolate syrup comes to mind. Man, how this beer doesn't have any chocolate. Good on you guys at Timber Ales. I haven't had a ton of their beers, so like really stoked to be able to try this one for sure. And the fact that they collab with Fidens, which is a local brewery to me, is really rad. So yeah, I really like this beer. Have you guys had this one before? Have you had a nice big stout with coffee and or coconut in it? You drinking something completely unrelated? Are you not drinking anything right now, but you did drink something recently? Whatever. Comment section below. Let's get those conversations going. Once you're done doing that, make sure you check me out on Instagram and Untappd. It's No Hype Beer Reviews at both those places. So always please like, comment, subscribe, and most importantly, imbibe. Cheers, everyone.